Welcome to Design Your CEO Life. I'm your host, Shay Cannon. I have designed my life to live and work my business from anywhere in the world. I started this journey in Belize, lived in Mexico, lived in Costa Rica, lived in Argentina, back in Mexico, living 3 blocks from the Caribbean Sea, living my best life, child. But now I'm getting ready. When I tell you by the time you see this, I will be getting ready to, in the morning, take a flight to start off my year-long Southeast Asia tour. So not today, because I'm with you tonight, but in the morning, you can give me traveling mercies because I will be on a flight to Vietnam. And by Thursday morning, I will land in Saigon, Vietnam, to begin my year-long tour of Southeast Asia. I am so excited to see that part of the world for the first time as I still work my business and live life. So, thank you for joining me as I share conversations, stories, strategies, things I feel like will help you to design your CEO life. So, we're about past the halfway mark, getting closer to the end of season 3. We did good work together in the first series. So I'm excited that we're here continuing in this season. You have already been told that we're on a mission, and that mission includes no waiting, no more pretending, no more excuses, and we're building businesses and lives that feel good for real. No fake lives allowed. All right. So if you are new here, I'm going to tell you, you need to check out the rest of this season and the past season. So go backwards and then catch up, okay? That doesn't mean leave. I don't want you to leave. Stay here with me tonight. But then after tonight, go back because you're missing a whole bunch of stuff. This has been a ride. This has been an escalation to this no frills, real talk, getting it done. Because right now we're on the next level. Okay. I don't want you to miss the beginning levels. So right now we're doing no unnecessary fluff. We're doing no delaying good life. We are just taking radical ownership and unapologetic action to start living our best CEO life. So remember, this is a conversation. Yes, I'm talking to you, but I want you to talk back to me. Some of you may even be answering me at the television or on your device where you're watching this, but I want to hear from you. So tell me, have you gotten some good stuff? Have you gotten good information? Have you gotten good tools? Have you gotten good concepts? Does anything resonate with you? Even tell me if you don't agree with something. So, social media, my handle is at Shay Cannon COO everywhere. That's the at sign, ShaCannon everywhere. Go ahead and post and tag me and let me know what you're thinking about the show this season or any season. Feel free as you're watching the replays of past seasons or past episodes. Let me know what you feel about those too. All right. Now, you see this gray logo baby T. So that means this is an even numbered episode. So welcome to episode 6. I have given it the title of Peace Ain't Free. All right. Let's get into it. We've been real this season, but let's get all the way real. If your peace hasn't cost you something yet, you might still be paying in chaos. Let me say that again. If your peace, PEACE, in case the Alabama is getting in the way, hasn't cost you something yet, you might still be paying in chaos. Because once you start setting boundaries, enforcing standards, removing yourself from toxic environments, and choosing rest over hustle, discernment over desperation, you start seeing exactly who and what was feeding off of your lack of peace. Yeah, they was taking that peace from you, okay? You've heard of energy vampires. What about some peace vampires, okay? Protecting your peace doesn't just look like or mean no drama. It means being ready to lose access to people, places, and opportunities that were rooted in your own self abandonment. Okay? So, yes, sometimes it means grieving connections that you once cherished. So, because when you finally choose you, some folks will feel like you betrayed them, and that's not your guilt to carry. You have to expect the disruption hat comes with personal evolution. When I got choked up, when you upgrade your standards, the downgrade has to go. Woo! I don't know if you felt that. I felt it. Felt a little chill. Okay, because when you start to upgrade, all of those downgrades have to get up out of here. All right. Yeah, let me go ahead. Take these glasses off so you can hear me. All right. Because that's not shade, it's alignment. Start by identifying where peace has been expensive. Yeah. Where has it been costing you a lot? Maybe it's the friend who always calls with their own chaos. And now, guess what? You're not answering the phone. Yeah. So it might be costing you that connection. What about the business partner that looked good on paper, but it was draining in reality? What about the family obligation you used to say yes to, and now you have to explain your absence? What about the clients you no longer take, the gigs you walk away from, the rooms you used to crave access to, but now you feel allergic to? Okay. So let's just look at this peace versus comfort, because I don't want you to confuse the two. Slide into this comparison. A lack of drama does not always mean peace. It might just mean emotional numbness. You can be a quiet, or I should say, you could be in a quiet relationship, one that doesn't have a lot of drama, and still be unsettled. You can work at a stable job and still feel chronically unsafe. So, peace does not mean comfort. Let's dig into the difference. Comfort can come from familiarity, even if that familiarity is dysfunction. But peace often comes with discomfort at first because it's unfamiliar. So peace isn't what you're used to. If it isn't what you're used to, it's still what you deserve. But you have to build a muscle for it. So let's break it down like this. Comfort, that's like coasting on autopilot. And that could look like tolerating crap you shouldn't, shrinking, all as a matter of routine. But peace is living aligned, being brave, protecting boundaries and yourself without over explaining them. Okay. So reflect and ask yourself a couple of things. Ask yourself, where in your life are you choosing comfort over peace? Where are you shrinking to maintain convenience instead of growing into your values? See, we glorify peace, but we don't often talk enough about the aftershocks. Because when you are working towards having more peace in your life, you lose people, you lose opportunities, you get called difficult, you get misunderstood. And that's when you realize peace isn't passive, it's a fight. It sure is. That's why last episode, I got you ready for this fight. I got you ready to be misunderstood. I got you ready to not need anybody's approval to move forward because you needed that to get to this. Okay? So I have kind of categorized three main costs that we usually pay for peace. Okay. The first one is the cost of relationships, because not everyone is meant to come with you into your next season. The more healed you become, the more painful it is to be around unhealed energy. That friend who once felt like a sister now feels like a low vibration anchor, pulling you down, baby. That colleague who used to inspire you now only competes with you. That old ride or die crew that you used to hang out with starts to feel like dead weight. Okay? So, saying it clearly, everybody can't go, and that's okay. The second category of cost is the cost of opportunities. You'll start saying no to things that pay well, but cost too much energetically. Okay. Not all exposure is good exposure if it puts you in proximity to toxicity or exploitation, because every opportunity is not a good opportunity. When you build your business from a place of peace, you have to audit every offer through the lens of peace. So you have to ask, does this opportunity align with how I want to feel every day? And if the answer is no, the price is too high, even if the paycheck looks sweet. The third category is the cost of perception. You will be misunderstood. You will be judged. You will be called changed. And the answer is yes. Yes, you've changed. That's the entire point. Okay? Because peace often looks selfish to the people who benefited from you being in chaos with lack of peace. So let's transition into what happens after the shift of peace. When you start to gain peace, the loneliness of recalibration. Okay? Because see, now that thing is not calibrated the same. You're not, things are not weighing the same. Things are not valued the same. You've cleared the room, basically. So now what? Well, the trick is not just to protect your peace, but to curate your circle. Because see, now that you done cleared the room, we need to fill it with the right things. So that's the reinvention part. Let's talk about how we build a support system that aligns with your healed, focused, grounded, visionary, peaceful self. And that requires intention and discernment. So let me introduce you to an ideal that I call high value relationships. And this is not just business, this is life. Okay. So it looks like having people around you that challenge you with love, not judgment. Okay. You're not always right. You can be challenged, but you should be challenged in love. Okay. People who respect your boundaries without needing a full explanation. Okay. I love the people when I tell them, hey, yeah, I'm not quite available for that. And even if I get ready to say something else, they go, oh, okay, no problem. I get it. Love those people. Because most of the people that need an explanation, they only want the explanation so they can try to overcome the explanation to get you to do what they want you to do. They want to step on the boundaries, not respect them. Okay. People who bring value to the table aren't afraid for you to shine. They not worried about if you shine too. In fact, they want you to shine too. All right. People who don't drain you. Okay. They actually recharge you. People who match your energy with effort, not excuses. Okay. Them draining people that's always taking, and got every excuse in the world when it's their time to give. We don't want them. Okay. So let's use this information to actually rebuild our inner circle with intention. Now, last episode I talked about like a board of directors, right? But I didn't quite tell you how to build it. So this episode is as a part of our peacekeeping, okay? I want us to have an inner circle for our peace, okay? So we're gonna take it a little deep, and we're gonna start rebuilding our community that isn't just a network. It's about belonging. So I've come up with 5 roles that you need in your peace supporting circle. All right. Y'all know I like to name stuff. All right. So the first role is you need a truth teller, somebody that says what needs to be said with love. Okay. Then you need a mirror. You need a mirror. And that's somebody who reminds you of who you are when you forget. All right. Then you need a connector. All right. Somebody that puts you in the right rooms with the right people, the right resources, the right stuff. Okay. Sometimes they are even connecting and you're not even in the room. Okay. Then you need a cheerleader. And that's somebody that's always celebrating you, somebody that will celebrate you without jealousy. Okay. I have a cheerleader in my life, and my God, she cheerleads so well. Sometimes it's uncomfortable for me. Shout out to Heather Asiami. Okay, she's also on this network with the show. But Heather is the biggest cheerleader I know, and I have to sometimes remind her, "Hey, put that energy for yourself too, though. Be your own biggest cheerleader too." But she is definitely in my inner circle as a cheerleader. Jesus is she? Okay. The last role, the 5th role, is the challenger. And this is somebody that pushes you to evolve, okay? Not stay safe. Now, this is different than the first role, which was the truth teller. Now, the truth teller says what needs to be said, but that the challenger comes in and holds you accountable and pushes you to evolve and not stay safe. Now, in my friends' lives, I tend to be both of those. I tend to be the truth teller and the challenger that pushes. Okay. But those are the 5 roles you need in your life, on your team, that's going to complete your, what I have now called peace supporting circle, your inner circle. Okay. And you want to build that with intention. Now, as a few practical things to think about when you're starting to curate this circle, I need you to first start with auditing your current circle of people, okay? Who makes you feel expansive, okay? Not just expensive, expansive, as in getting bigger. Who makes you feel bigger? Who makes you shrink? Okay? Who, when you're around them, you feel like you gotta hide stuff, you gotta not be as big, not share as much good news. Who are those people? Let's audit them. We want more people that make us feel expansive, and we want to get rid of all of. I don't want just less people. I want you to get rid of all the people that make you feel small. Okay? The next thing you want to do is set an intention. What kind of relationships are you calling in for this season? See, every season we're a different person and we have different needs. Who are you right now, and who does that version of you need in return to support peace? Okay? Set an intention for what you need. Next, we want to be in the energy you want to attract. We kind of grew up hearing opposites attract. That might be true for magnets, okay? However, for people, you basically attract who you are, okay? So we want to get our energy right so we attract the right people. So you want high integrity people, so be of high integrity. You want emotionally intelligent people. We talked about emotional intelligence last episode. So you want to be emotionally intelligent. We want visionary friends because we have a vision. So everything that we want, we need to show up as. All right. The next thing we need to do is we need to join spaces that match our evolution. So that means leaving the broke, the bitter, the bored, all of that, okay? And we step into things like masterminds, retreats, research, and groups, and whatever, all kinds of communities that reflect who we are becoming, okay? I love Michelle Obama's book, Becoming, because we knew the first lady as somebody who became, but she shared with us the journey of her becoming in her book, right? So as we are becoming, we need different things. I want you to ask better questions inside of your new relationships. So instead of meeting people and ask them, what do you do? Ask them, what lights you up? What brings you joy, right? Ask them, what season are you in? How are you honoring your peace right now? See, that's some real stuff right there, right? So we want to know where they are so that we're not unintentionally inviting the people that are like the ones we're trying to get rid of. Okay. Now that was life. I do want to pivot for a moment to business because how you protect your peace in business counts too. Now, y'all know I don't usually give business strategies, but peace, we are CEOs and business owners, and I want to talk about peace within your business. So, I want you to stop accepting clients that are not a fit. Yeah, I need stop it. Stop it. I want you to stop responding to every email like it's urgent. Everything is not urgent. Learn how to prioritize. Okay? Give yourself space and grace. I want you to stop performing for visibility and start showing up for authenticity. Okay? Don't just be out here creating content for all the platforms and stuff, but you're not even being yourself. Because again, who you are and who you're showing to people is going to attract people to you. So if you're just doing stuff to do it, but you're not showing up as yourself, whatever that person is that you're showing up to is attracting more people like that. Show up as yourself and attract more people like yourself. Okay. The level that you're on. Cool. I want you to start creating workflows and schedules and pricing that honor your time and your energy. Because a peaceful business is a profitable business. Because burnout kills creativity, it's going to kill your profits, and it could kill you. Okay? So peace is definitely worth it, and it can be profitable. Now, let's go inward. Let's go inside. Okay? What are the internal habits that help us to protect our peace? So, one of the biggest ones that is all across social media, and if you speak to therapists and stuff, they may start with your morning routine because it sets the tone for your day before you ever even face the world. So, your morning routine can be very important to your peace. So start thinking about and being intentional with your morning routines. Set the pace for your day. Digital boundaries. You need to learn how to log off. You need to learn how to mute stuff and unsubscribe from stuff. Anything that make you feel anything yucky, icky. What do they say in the dating world now? It gives me the ick. Okay. Anything that gives you the ick, we need to get rid of because you don't need it. Okay. So those digital boundaries count. Log off from stuff. Mute stuff. Unsubscribe from stuff. I'm notorious for muting people on Facebook. I might not unfriend you, but if I see you keep talking about some negative stuff every time, are you disturbing my peace in any way? And it doesn't have to be a big way. It could be a very small way. But every time I see it, I get a little tingle on the wrong kind of tingle. I'm going to mute you. Yeah, I don't care about giving you 30 days at a time. All right. And if you keep doing it, then that lets me know I don't need to be connected to you. So I'm going to go from muting you to going ahead and unfriending you. Okay. You can do the same kind of stuff. Journaling and reflecting. I talk about journaling a lot because it is a cool tool and it is an effective tool. So giving yourself space to process before you react. So when you pick up this habit of journaling and reflecting, It really helps you to work through feelings, um, work through decisions, work through obstacles, and all of that. It helps you to process better. So, journaling and reflection are great tools. Last but not least, I want you to think about stillness and silence. Stillness, be still, no movement, and silence, no noise, no talking. Because peace does not live in noise. Did you catch that? Peace does not live in noise. Noise is associated with chaos, right? Now, it doesn't mean sound. I didn't say sound. I said noise. There's a difference between sound and noise. Noise is unwanted. Okay. Sound can be refilling, recharging, reinvigorating. It depends on, I mean, there are all kind of megahertz stuff out there. There are sounds, but noise is associated with chaos. Okay. So there's no peace in noise. If you have to recover from everything and everybody all the time, you don't have a circle. You have a series of emotional emergencies. And peace is not just about avoiding drama. I can't say that enough. It's about choosing environments where regulation is the norm, not recovering. We don't want to have a default life we are constantly having to recover from. That's not what we want. Okay. So I want to give you a few tools that I'm calling peace preservers. Okay. Y'all know I like naming stuff. So here are some tools that I'm calling peace preservers. And we're going to keep it practical. Okay. So you can create a boundary checklist for new partnerships and new clients, right? Sometimes as we're new to setting boundaries, we kind of need to keep up with them. And we need to be reminded. So as we meet new people that we might be bringing into our circle, we might need this list of boundaries we need them to respect. As we hire new clients, and we've talked about this before, we need the list of boundaries that each one of them need to be told that they have to respect. Okay? So having that list is a great thing. You can take your time, you can build the list can get greater over time. It's great, but it's just something that's a reference to go back to so that you're not reinventing the wheel every time. Okay. Every time you get in a new romantic relationship, your boundaries, either they've grown or basically some of the same ones are there. So we just want to be reminded, what the new guy needs to understand is our boundaries. Okay. What the new friend needs to understand is our boundaries. What the new client needs to understand is our boundaries. Okay. So it's just like having a checklist that we can refer back to for each new category of relationship. I want you to have a weekly check-in day where you just check in with yourself, okay? Put it on the calendar because I want you to, especially at the beginning of this journey of creating more peace in your life, I want you to start reassessing your energy and your relationships based on what has happened that week. Okay. What happened in that week that gave you the it? What happened in that week that made you feel ran over, drained, and all of those things? We need to be assessing that at the beginning of this peace increasing journey. All right. Then I want you to create a peace vault. Okay. VAULT, peace vault. And all it is like a note on your phone where you just list reasons why you left certain things or you released certain things so that you don't glamorize them. Okay. When you outside of the chaos, you don't glamorize them and then invite that chaos back in. Okay. I don't want you to do that, especially when it comes to the people that you've let go, just because you might be feeling a little lonely, just because you might be in the gap of having let go of people, but you haven't brought in new people yet. In that gap, it might be some loneliness. That don't mean you go back to those people. So you might need to make that list, okay, and put it in the vault for your peace so that you don't go back to that kind of stuff. All right. That loneliness is temporary if you're moving forward to fill that circle back up. All right. Now, this season we've been doing mantras. So here's your mantra moment for this episode. Your mantra can be, my peace is sacred and I protect it without apology. Okay. It could be, I release what no longer aligns with who I'm becoming. It could be what I lose in approval, I gain in peace. Let me give you one more. Every boundary that I set builds the life I want to live. That was a good one. Okay. So there are you some mantras. Now, peace doesn't mean the absence of problems. It means the presence of clarity. And clarity will always cost you comfort, but baby, it's worth it. Okay. Now, are you ready for the challenge? Great. Because the challenge is number one, create a peace contract. A peace contract. I want you to write out what peace looks like, what peace feels like for you. For example, it could be something like, my peace feels like slow mornings, honest conversations, unpressured deadlines and timelines, spacious schedules, and people who get me without me having to shrink or explain. It could look like that. That's simple. It could be a page long, it could be a paragraph, whatever you need. Okay. Create a peace contract. That's the first challenge. The second thing for your challenge is going to be practice selective access, because not everyone deserves real time access to you. And now I'm giving you the benefit of that with real time access, because there are going to be some people who don't deserve access to you at all. But even the people that deserve access don't deserve real time access. Now that could mean that you can reply later to text messages, emails, DMs. Okay, it could mean there's this thing called invite versus inform. So not everybody needs to be consulted. Some people only need to be notified. Okay? So we're not inviting you to help us to make a decision. We just telling you what the decision is. All right? Um Remember that energy is currency. So you need to budget your energy out just like you would money and just like you would your time. All right? The last thing I challenge you to do is to seal up your emotional leaks. Listen, you might be emotionally overdrawn because your energy is going in places where it's not appreciated or reciprocated. So let's call out some of the common leaks. It could look like fixing other people's problems. That's not your problems to fix. It could look like over explaining your boundaries. It could look like internalizing passive aggressive behavior. Okay. It could look like hanging on to potential rather than looking at patterns of reality. Seal up those emotional leaks. All right? Great. So, yes, I am a CEO. I provide award winning fractional chief operating officer services to an exclusive clientele of 6 and 7 figure CEOs. I've been featured by Time Magazine, Delta Airlines, Fast Company, Thrive Global, and more. I use my superpowers to position Black and Brown female online service based entrepreneurs to get to their first 6 figures with a focus on time freedom. If that's you, I'd like to invite you to my free business mastermind group. It is a group where we build community, we create collaborations, and we have conversations to provide you with transformational business growth. To join me, go to shaycannon.info/group and join us. It's free and it's very valuable. So that's shaycannon.info/group. Thank you for joining me. It's been a pleasure. I know that we're about to end this season. I'm already feeling it. So that's all for this episode. But CEO, go design a life worth living. Bye for now.